Hello everyone, very good afternoon and welcome back once again to Study IQ English. I'm your educator Praveen Mishra and let's begin today's The Hindu analysis, that is 30th of May 2025. So what are the top headlines for us? Obviously from the context of our prelims, mains and as well as interview. That is basically from the context of our syllabus, right? So the first news that has provided much needed relief to many of the developing as well as underdeveloped countries. It's coming from United States of America, where the Federal Court of America, that is from the context of India, we have got the Supreme Court, and the very same Supreme Court of America, it is termed as the Federal Court, right? So they have bashed basically the Donald Trump, that is the present president of America, that you do not have access authorities using the IEEPA, okay, and impose some unreasonable, unvalidated, some baseless, nullified levels of type of restrictions, or even you can say the tariffs over the imports from the foreign countries. So that is going to trouble the American economy as a whole, because American economy, as we know it very well, $30 trillion, no doubt in that, but $36 trillion of the overall debt is also going on. And specifically speaking, since last 1 decade or even more than that, okay, since the 2008 financial crisis, okay, American economy has recovered from the financial crisis. It's not like that. They are developing as well. It's not even like that they are not developing, but the concern here is the pace, the growth of the development has quite slowed. And apart from that, yes, the unemployment, joblessness, houselessness, etc. has also created much ruckus inside the economy. And yes, apart from that, what the world has faced just 8 months back from here, from talking about the state of California, how the area burned totally to ashes, right? So it has also provided a loss of billions and billions of dollars. So there are too many conspiracy theories behind that fire, whether it was, man-made or an artificial one, or literally an accidental one, or type of the one which was made out of some conspiracy or any type of, some mission or a project based it was thing. So no one knows exactly about it, is just like the World Trade Center, okay? But here the fact is that we need to discuss is about the IEEPA. Okay, so the Federal Court has provided a cease of relaxation to many countries. So here we go, we talk about just this IEEPA. What is this basically all about? Okay, so if you go ahead and see the features, okay, so the full form is International Emergency Economic Powers Act. Okay, it is the act of United States of America, first of all. Okay, now which gives the US president the broad powers to regulate various financial transactions upon declaring national emergency under the law. Okay, national emergency, and under the law, presidents can take a wide variety of economic actions to deal with any unusual and extraordinary threat which has its source in whole or substantial part outside the United States, okay, to the national security, foreign policy or economy of the country. So basically, what does this act refers to? It refers to having a shield, a safeguard to American economy due to any reasons, internal as well as external. So guys, make this point very clear, that as per the IEEPA, that is international emergency. It's not about domestic emergency of America. International Emergency Economic Powers Act, okay, 1977, in short IEEPA, International Emergency Economics Power Act, okay, time period once again 1977, provides what? The broad powers, the broad level of powers to whom? To the United States of America president, okay, to take on a decision that is, for the sake of or in the interest of the economy of the country, its foreign policy, as well as the national security in case of any internal or external disturbances. Okay, may it be the war, may it be the imposition of the tariffs, or may it be even when America is heavily relying on the imports and the exports are getting reduced, that means anyways the economy or the national security or the supremacy of the country is somewhere into the questions, right? So that is where the IEEPA comes in, and this is where, keeping in concern IEEPA, the Federal Court of United States has stated that, listen, Mr. President, you do not have some excess powers or some, unquestioned powers to use IEEPA, because right now what you are doing it with the intention to save American economy with that phrase of MAGA, that is Make America Great Again. But though your intentions are not wrong, okay, you do not have any hostile or the malified intentions. Your intentions are quite good, okay, that is, you're talking about America first, but literally the policy is not something which will be favoring America. Okay, this is what the Federal Court of America has stated, right? So moving ahead to the next point here. As we can see the further of the things, the US Congress, the history, initially passed IEEPA in an attempt to restrict emergency economic powers granted to the president under the trading with the Enemy Act of 1917. Okay, so 1977 legislation was a kind of a shield itself against another legislation that enacted in 1917, that is named as Trading with the Enemy Act, that gave the president expansive authority to regulate international transactions during the wartime. And make no mistake, guys, 1917, it is the time period when the First World War was going on. And yes, after the First World War, even after the First World War, okay, things got literally too difficult into the international market. Obviously, that's a but obvious thing, right? But you know what is the fact here that we must mark? This is roughly the time period of the First World War, 1914 to 1919. Well, the war actually ended in 1918. Till 1919, the treaties were, the negotiations were going on, the post-war negotiations. When did America enter into the First World War, or when did America join the First World War? It was not since the beginning, that is 1914. Never. America joined the First World War only in the year 1917. And that too, not on its own will. America was dragged into the war by a conspiracy of the Germans, okay, and that conspiracy is popularly in history that is known as Zimmermann Plan, right? So Zimmermann Plan, this is a term of history that you will read in your subject that is known as world history, obviously, right? So in short, just understand that Zimmermann Plan, what it was, there was a telegraph message that was being sent by one of the Italian ships, or if I'm not wrong, it was the English ships, to the American Navy for sake of some support. Remember, America was not part of the World War at the time. This telegraph message was intercepted by the Germans before it was sent to America, okay, and they switched some words from that telegraph message, okay, and the message, when it reached to the American Navy, okay, so they got threatened because of that particular message, okay. So the message, it was, literally the words were manipulated, the words were totally changed, and now America was sent a message that very soon European powers could be attacking America, okay. Now this alarmed America, obviously not in the false way, in a very correct way. Obviously, if someone will provide you a threatening message, you will get alarmed, and getting this alarm, America invited the alliance, okay, and entered into the First World War, okay. So 1917 America entered the First World War. As you can see, 1919, not even 1919, basically 1918 World War ended. So America ended the First World War within just 1 year, 1.5 years, something like that, right? So even 1917 America was superpower at that time, no doubt, right? So in order to provide some excess freedom to the American president, legislative freedom to the American president during the time of the war, okay, in order to safeguard the economy and expand the market even at that time, okay, the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917 was legislated, right? So here we go. What is a trade war basically? Okay, between America and China that started in 2018, right, which is right now going on once again between America and China, which is troubling the economy of the globe as a whole. Now, what is this trade war, first of all? So, the trade war occurs when nations impose tariffs or trade barriers against each other in retaliation for perceived economic harm or unfair trade practices. Okay. Now, it disrupts the global supply chains, increase production costs, obviously, and yes, impacts the economic growth worldwide. So, what is trade war? Once again, it is simply a war which occurs, not a war basically involving, the bombardment and the firings. No, a war that is troubling the economy. Okay, occurs when nations they impose ruthless tariffs. Okay, ruthless or arbitrary tariffs on each other, okay, on the imports of each other, just in order to have that safety to their own domestic production. Okay, it is one of the outcomes of this particular theory. We call it as trade protectionism. Okay, in your economics you would read about this, or in the IR also we would read about this. Okay, trade protectionism, right? So it is done in this just one term. Okay, now next, what impacts does the global trade war provides, okay, onto the economies? Okay, so global impacts of what? Trade war. So the first and the first more impact, okay, the biggest trouble, it's with regard to the stock market volatility. So it makes stock market totally volatile whenever there is a trade war going on. So as we can see presently, thankfully, Indian stock market is not yet troubled because of this. But yes, the American as well as the Chinese stock markets, they are totally have become volatile. That is, you cannot, have any confidence over any particular stocks there. Second, it disturbs the supply chain, right? Obviously, when the production is disturbed, when the supply is disturbed, so obviously it is going to disturb the whole chain. Then thirdly, currency fluctuations, and lastly, commodity price swings. So this last particular thing is the outcome of the above things. Okay, market volatility, supply chain is getting disrupted, so currency is getting fluctuated, and right now lastly the commodity price, they shall swings. So it is not fixed whether it will lead to the inflation, deflation, hyperflation or hyperdeflation. Not yet fixed, but yes, the commodity prices, they will have the proper swings. This is for sure. Okay. So guys, moving on to the next topic here, the Kerala government, it has declared the Kochi shipwreck as a state disaster. So we have discussed these points, the Kerala shipwreck, okay, at least we are discussing since last 3 days, and we have also done a special session over this particular topic. If you haven't seen, guys, so please just go through, explore the channel StudyIQ English, and in the video section, I guess it was aired on Monday. Okay, so 3-4 days back it was aired. So if you just scroll a bit, you will find the video that is named as Kochi shipwreckage. Just please watch the video. Okay, it will provide you more detailed insights, and we have been discussing about the same since last 3 sessions we are having. Okay, since Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, we have discussed this, and today it is again in news. So you remember now the furnace oil, also known as the crude, also known as the this fuel oil, a very viscous material, dark material. Okay, providing the phosphorus. Okay, when burns, it is releasing phosphorus into the air, and apart from that, we also have the CSE2, CSA2, that is calcium carbide. Okay, also known as masala, which produces the antisaline gas. Okay, anectaline gas. Okay, that is used to ripening off the fruits like this mangoes, apples. Okay, grapes, etc. Right. So this is what we have already been discussing since last 3 days. So it would be now really this information available to you at the fingertip. Okay, and now talking about the state disaster. It has been declared state disaster as per the instructions, as per the reports coming to the state government, okay, by the INCOIS. So guys, you need not go through the whole news. Okay, the term that has been mentioned here is important, that is INCOIS, INCOIS. What is this INCOIS? Okay, that is the Indian National Center for Ocean Information. Okay, how do we justify this term? Indian National Center for Ocean Information, INCOIS. What is this all about? So firstly, it is an autonomous organization working under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So guys, ministry's name is very, very important. Okay, what it is? An autonomous organization under what? Under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Firstly. Secondly, located where? Headquartered in Hyderabad. Established in which year? 1999. Okay, headquartered Hyderabad, established 1999. Unit of Earth System Science Organization, ESSO, which also works under the same ministry, that is Ministry of Earth Sciences. Okay. Now, mandated to provide what? Provide the best possible ocean information and advisory services to society, industry, government agencies, and the scientific community. Okay, so they go ahead with the research, okay, through their sustained ocean observations and constant improvement through systematic and focused research. So basically, Indian National Center for Ocean Information, established in 1999, headquartered in Hyderabad, working under the Ministry of Earth Sciences, provides the accurate, as much as accurate possible information, okay, to all the bodies that are concerned, may it be the government, communities, scientific communities, whatever. Okay, so remember guys, it is also an offshoot to another organization, that is SO, ESSO. What is this SO? Earth System Science Organization. And what they basically provide us. So the areas of focus, the four major branches of earth sciences, the INCOIS goes ahead with, okay, Indian National Center for Ocean Sciences. What is this? Okay, so yes, ocean technology, atmospheric and climate science, geoscience and technology, and lastly polar science and cryosphere. What is polar science? Obviously related to the poles, North Pole, South Poles, that's it. Okay, and now a term, cryosphere. How am I going to justify this term, that is cryosphere? So you have heard about, atmosphere, layers of atmosphere, okay, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, the exosphere, right? You have heard about this for sure. Now, I think this is a term which you might be possibly encountering for the first time, cryosphere. So it talks about all the ice and snow available on the surface of Earth, on the surface of Earth. Okay, so this is what the word cryosphere basically means. Study of the availability of the ice and snow. We do not talking about the ice and snow available in your refrigerator. अरे भी ऐसा नहीं बोलना सर मेरे फ्रिज में जो आइस रखा है वो भी होता क्या इधर नहीं. Okay, not that artificial one that is kept inside your refrigerators. In the glaciers, okay, water bodies, on the land bodies, etc. Okay, so this is what is known as cryosphere, right, all of you? So I hope this is clear. So the earth sciences, basically talking about ESSO or INCOIS, they focuses on the four pillars. Okay, what are they? Once again, ocean science and its technology, atmosphere and the climate science, geoscience and technology, and polar science and cryosphere. That's it. Okay, so here we go to the next wonderful news. A beautiful scenario that you're watching over screen, right? It's looking so satisfying in nature. So who are they? They are the flamingos, right? So flamingos, they have arrived in large numbers in Chaya Pond. So guys, first thing, Chaya Pond. Where is this Chaya Pond? So Chaya Pond is in Porbandar, obviously, Gujarat. Okay, so after 2 months, these flamingos, they will fly to the great run of Kutch on the India-Pakistan border, right, to breed. How do we even call this country Pak? What Pak activities these idiots have done, I don't know. So yep, so called the name is Pakistan. So the flamingos, they are right now. They have reached where? Into the Chaya Pond. Where is this Chaya Pond? The city of Porbandar. right? The birthplace of the father of the nation, right? So from Porbandar, within next 2 months, these flamingo birds, they will fly towards the Run of Kutch region, that is their breeding niche, right? So now let's talk about flamingos, okay? Flamingos, they are large shore birds with S-like long necks, okay? What? S-like long necks, stick-like legs, and there are 6 species of flamingos in the whole globe, right? So guys, remember, S-like long necks, their neck looks like S, okay, something like this. Stick-like legs, so the legs, they do look like sticks, okay. Now, they do have how many species? 6 species. How many of them? So let's see, 6. Glitter flamingo, Chilean flamingo, American flamingo, or also known as the Caribbean flamingo. Guys, remember, American flamingo, also known as the Caribbean flamingo. Then lesser flamingo, Andean flamingo, and last one, James flamingo, or also known as Pune. It's not the city of Pune, okay, in Maharashtra. That is another. It's Pune or Pune flamingos, right? So guys, remember how many of them we have? So 1, 2, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Just one thing to be noted. American flamingo, also known as the Caribbean flamingo. Okay, American flamingo is also known as what? The Caribbean flamingo. Okay. Yes, hello Rishi, good afternoon, and good afternoon to everyone. You like birds and animals theory than human, right? Good. So you are the student of anthropology probably then, right? So how many of them they are found in India? All 6 of them, they are not found in India, guys. Remember, in India we found only the greater and lesser flamingos. Out of 6, remember, we have got 6 flamingos, 6 varieties or 6 species of flamingos. But in India, in our country, we do have got only how many? 2 of them, greater and lesser. So remember, okay, in India we have got only the greater and lesser flamingos. So the distribution, they are found where? In the tropical and subtropical areas. And India's 2 species of flamingo are found, that is greater and lesser. And guys, in case you find it difficult that how do I understand this tropical and subtropical thing, okay, so let's just eliminate the doubt. So this is our Earth. This is, let's say, Tropic of Cancer. Okay, this is what? Tropic of Cancer. And this is, let's say, Tropic of Capricorn. So when I say tropical region, so region that is exactly falling, okay, between these 2 tropics. Okay, region that is exactly falling between these 2 tropics. It is known as what? It is known as the tropical region. Okay, this is what is known as tropical region. One of the most greenest region. Okay, now we talk about subtropical. Okay, where will this subtropical fall? So exactly this line, just at the borders above or above the Tropic of Cancer or below the Tropic of Capricorn. Okay, this is known as what? The subtropical regions, right? So remember guys, tropical, exactly between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. That's it. Okay. So here we go, tropical. Okay, we got this now that the flamingos, they are found where? In tropical and subtropical regions. And yes, in India, we have got only 2 of them. Okay, that is greater and lesser. So what are the further features for flamingos? Habitat, the shallow eutrophic water bodies. Okay, eutrophic water bodies as in lakes and rivers. Okay, such as saline lagoons, salt pans, and saline or alkaline lakes. Right? Flamingos, they are a social species. as in they live in herds, they live in community. That is basically they live in where? They live in the flocks. Okay, they do not have the isolated or nuclear families. Okay, the color variation, it could be white to pink, okay, to even orange. Okay, white to pink to even orange depending upon their diet. Okay, and the diet is what? They eat either the algae, the mollusks and the crustaceans, right? So this is all, guys, with regard to the flamingos. I hope you have noted it, right? Next, the next news. As we discussed yesterday, okay, that is the action took by the Assam government to provide arms license to some indigenous communities in the Assam. Well, yesterday also I gave you this statement, if you remember, and today also I'm giving you the very same statement, that I don't know whether to be happy of this news, whether to be happy because of this news, or whether I should be troubled because of this news, that okay, it is a bit concerning, okay, as Assam, right, a state which has already faced n number of issues, too much of problems with insurgency. Assam has faced this, no doubt in that, right? And personally speaking, let me be on a very personal note, Assam is also my in-laws state, right? So my indigenous state, I'm coming from Varanasi, but Assam has become now my in-laws state, right? So my in-laws, they are from Assam, they're Assamese basically. So I have got another soft corner for my state of Assam, right? So I've got soft corner for all of the country. Obviously, we are Indians, we are patriotic, we are nationalistic Indians. So Kashmir is mine, so is Northeast. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana is mine. So is Gujarat, Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, Himachal. It is all mine only, right? So it's now concerned about the state of Assam, right? So providing license to the indigenous people, how much it is justified? Well, yesterday also I was waiting for the comments, but no one did actually provided the comments. What's your opinion, guys? Okay, please do tell me today, okay, that whether providing licenses to arms licenses to the people in the name of security, is it good? Means, honestly speaking, from last 24 hours since this news I have heard, I am not sure. I'm in huge dilemma that whether my Assamese people, they will be having a protection because of the license, or their life could be in more threat, right, because of the easy availability of the licenses. To be very honest, guys, I have no clue over this. As of now, I'm still looking for the proper answer. Okay, so if you have it, please do tell me to the comment section, right? So right now, what the cabinet has just provided the clearance, the clarification, that it is not for the whole of Assam basically, but some specific regions of Assam, that is Barpeta, Dhulburi, Golpada, Morigaon, Nagaon and South Salmara Mankachar district. Okay, so remember, guys, how many of them? Barpeta 1, Dhubri 2, Golpada 3, Morigaon 4, Nagaon 5 and South Salmara Mankachar district, okay, 6, right? So these 6 regions of Assam only will be given with the arms licenses in case they need, okay, right? Not the whole of Assam. Remember, Dibrugarh, Guwahati regions, okay, Silchar regions, they are not part of it, okay, Bongaigaon region, okay, they are not part of it, right? So yes, absolutely right, okay. So guys, it's a matter of debate. I think we should have a debate session over this, right? So I'll ask some experts of internal security with me to share the couch and have a debate over this thing, whether providing arms license to the indigenous people, it's right decision, concerning decision or not. Okay, so stay tuned with the channel, guys. Okay, I hope you have subscribed the channel. Okay, so stay tuned with the channel. Within a day or 2 or maybe 3, like probably by next week, okay, we shall be coming on a very special session on this topic. Okay, that whether we should have this type of news with us or not. Okay, so here we go. Next news, NH66 collapses. PAC directs CAG to do performance audit. A newly built National Highway 66 has collapsed. See, it's not about just the collapse. When a collapse happens, it is not only the concern of disaster. No. Disaster is also a concern. But if you say only the disaster is concerned, no. Every such type of a destruction, every such type of collapse or failure in the infrastructure raises serious public concerns. Like, how is it even possible? You know, the buildings made during the ancient eras, medieval eras, modern eras, they are surviving. And you know, a structure that has been built a year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 years back, the modern day structure, you know, equipped with the state of the art, cutting edge technologies, it's collapsing. This is not justified, right? This is nowhere validated. How is it possible? So when any such this infrastructure collapses, it raises concern. First of all, it's a now burden to economy. Thousands and thousands of crores they have been invested, okay, and when they collapse, that means those thousands of crores they have been wasted. It was not an investment, it was a wastement, right? Now, another thing, it raises concerns of corruption, raises concerns of ethical discharge of the duties of this public office holders, the public office bearers, from ministers to bureaucrats to the the engineering staff to the clerical staff. It raises questions on every single body involved. And yes, and then it raises concern that is it the policy of growth and development to our country, right? No, this is not what should be happening. So what is the news here right now? A structure has collapsed and Public Accounts Committee has now directed the CAG, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, to conduct the specific inquiry over this, right? Okay. So here we go. Let's understand about the phrases mentioned here. PAC, Public Accounts Committee. So PSC is one of the 3 financial committees established by the parliamentary committees. The other one, they are the Estimates Committee and the Committee on Public Undertakings. Okay. Remember, there are many more committees. We are talking about financial committees. So parliamentary financial committees, they are 3. What are they? The first one is the Public Accounts Committee that we are going to discuss today. Another one is the Estimates Committee, and the third one will be the Committee on Public Undertakings. Okay. Now, parliamentary committees, when you talk about parliamentary committees, they do draw their authority from Article 105, that is on privileges of Parliament members, and Article 118 on Parliament's authority to make rules for regulations regulating its procedure and conduct of business, right? So Article 105 and 118. So parliamentary committees, they are not constitutional bodies, but they do derive their authority from the constitution itself. What are the articles involved? Articles 105 and 118. Right. So when you talk about parliamentary committees, so we have got financial committees, like we have got the public account committees, estimates committees, okay, the committees on PSUs. Then we have got some standing committees, okay, like committees on railways and health. We have got some ad hoc or some select committees, that is, for example, any committee on GST or maybe on river water sharing, etc. Then we have got administrative committees like business advisory, rules, privileges committees, etc. So there are many. So right now we are talking about the financial committees. So what are the financial committees? Estimates committees, the public account committees, and the committees on public undertakings, that is PSUs, right? So this is what the detailed chapter when we shall be discussing about Parliament. Okay. in our classes, okay, in our batches that is running morning and evening. So there we will be discussing the chapter of Parliament in the subject of polity, and there you will be taught in detail about the parliamentary committees, okay, all of these committees. And remember guys, these committees are really important. You know, every now and then the questions, they have been repeated from these particular committees, okay, right? So yes, dear Rishi, what's that? Select committees. There are select committees. See, there are two types of committees there, okay, like standing committees, okay, and we have got the some select, or also known as ad hoc. Ad hoc as in simply they mean temporary, okay, or this one is the standing as in permanent, they remain always, okay, they are for some selected work. So they come in, okay, so once the task is done, these committees are dissolved, okay, but the permanent ones, they remain, just like Lok Sabha, it dissolves after every 5 years, right? But the Rajya Sabha, it's a permanent one, it remains, the members, they do retire, okay. So in the very same way, parliamentary standing committees, they remain always, but the other one, okay, that is the select or standing, select or ad hoc, it dissolves after the task is done, okay. So Public Accounts Committee, it was introduced for the first time in the year 1921, okay. What was the time period? 1921, after the first mention into the Morley-Minto Reforms Act of 1919. So they, sorry, not Morley-Minto, Montague-Chelmsford, okay, Morley-Minto was 1909, Montague-Chelmsford Reforms Act of 1919, okay. So they were mentioned in this particular, so they find their first mentioning into the Montague-Chelmsford Reforms Act of 1919, okay, and then later on they were introduced inside the system of governance in 1921. So the committee is now constituted every year under Rule 308 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of the Business in Lok Sabha. So this is the name of the rule, okay. We talk about the authority of the parliament to make such type of committees. It is under Article 105 and 118, okay. And now the membership, it is presently having how many? As you can see, 22 members, okay, 15 coming from Lok Sabha and 7 coming from Rajya Sabha. So guys, remember, Lok Sabha 22 members, 15 members elected from Lok Sabha and 7 members elected from Rajya Sabha, okay. And speaker, it is also coming from where? Speaker is also coming from Lok Sabha only, okay. And what is the term of this particular committee? It is 1 year. So after every 1 year, the committee changes. So the chairperson of the committee is appointed from where? It is the speaker appointed by the Lok Sabha, okay, and it is from the speaker of the Lok Sabha, okay. The member will come from Lok Sabha and obviously the speaker will be the deciding authority. And lastly, it is to be noted that the committee, not being an executive body, can only make decisions that are advisory in nature. So simply speaking, the recommendations of the committee is what? It is totally advisory in nature. That's it, okay. So this is all about the Public Accounts Committee, right? So we have got another name mentioned there as well. It was CAG, okay, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. In short, we term this as a body that is, in short, CAG, where it is mentioned under Article 148. Okay, remember Article what? 148. Appointed by whom? Appointed by President. Tenure. What is the tenure of CAG? 6 years. Removal by President only after the parliamentary proceedings. Basically, same as the Supreme Court judge. Okay, same as who? The Supreme Court judge. As in, to remove a Supreme Court judge, what do we need? A proposal. Proposal could be initiated in Lok Sabha, could initiate in Rajya Sabha. If initiated in Lok Sabha, needs the support of at least 100 members. If initiated in Rajya Sabha, needs support of at least 50 members. Okay. Then after the proposal has been signed by the members, it will be given to the the speaker in case of Lok Sabha, chairperson in case of Rajya Sabha. Okay. The speaker or chairperson may accept, may deny it as well. If accepted, then the removal motion shall pass from both the houses independently by 2/3 of the majority. Okay. And in that meantime, a 3-member investigation committee, inquiry committee shall be created as well, comprising the Chief Justice of India, a Supreme Court judge, okay, and a distinguished jurist. So, if the committee represents the report to be final and report to be on the bona fide grounds, then only the removal motion shall continue. But if the committee says that no, the charges imposed on judge, that is proven misbehavior or the incapacity, they are having a totally malified existence. So, immediately the removal motion shall stop. Okay, right? Okay. Okay. Okay, Rishi. Good going, dear. Right? So, I hope this is all clear. Let's proceed to the next news. Here, ASI denies charge that is not keen on publishing reports on Kiladi sites. So, in Tamil Nadu, we have got some new updates with regard to the historical excavations, okay, that is near the site of Kiladi. Okay. So, what happened actually? We are going to discuss this in a very special session. This is just the trailer, guys. Okay, this is just the teaser or trailer, whatever you can say. Archaeological Survey of India discovered a site that is known as Kiladi. Okay, Kiladi site in Tamil Nadu region nearly. Okay, so what happened? ASI, okay, didn't provide it immediate information, but ASI never denied the information, right? ASI never denied the information. Hence, as a result, okay, hence as a result, now there was accusations on ASI that it is hiding some facts. But the fact is, ASI said, no, you are wrong. We aren't hiding any facts, right? So, ASI said such claim are misleading and an attempt to malign the department. There is nothing to be hidden, whatever they have found, okay, in the Kiladi. Okay, remember guys, Kiladi, where it is? It's in Tamil Nadu. Okay, so remember guys, nothing has to be hidden. Okay, nothing has to be taken as secretive or confidential. The reports shall be in front of the world soon. Okay, so this is what ASI has stated, and now we shall be having a separate discussion over this topic. Okay, don't worry. So next, scientists, they have discovered new way to detect hidden properties of exotic material. Okay, now what is this? Hidden properties of what? Exotic material. So let's go ahead with the news. A team from the Raman Research Institute in Bangalore found a new code, okay, new code for detecting hidden properties of exotic materials. Okay. According to the Department of Science and Technology, scientists have found a new way of spotting a property of topological space called topological invariant in quantum materials. Guys, remember, this exotic space or the so-called new code is for the sake of quantum world. Okay, it is not in this greenery. It is in the computer world that is known as the quantum space. Okay, you might have seen that movie Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, right? So where they do thrive their powers. Okay, it is into the quantum world. Okay, Ant-Man into the quantum world. So what is that quantum world? A very smaller world which we can't see from our naked eyes, right? So quantum world, okay, quantum invariant. So there they have found some new code to discover the exotic materials, right? So this is what the whole news, guys. Okay, please remember that what they have stated, that is to study the electrons, and the study of electrons is the most exciting and interesting element into the scientific world, into the scientific communities, because electrons behavior is literally, very unstable, very much undefinable yet. So electrons, they behave differently, as the statement that has come. So it added that in certain materials like topological insulations and superconductors, strange things happen. Electrons behave differently depending on how the material is shaped at the quantum level. Okay, so now they have found a new code to discover the exotic materials. Where? In the greenery here? No, in the quantum world, right? That's it, guys, with this news. Now, a news with regard to the women empowerment. So, grand salute to the women of our country, from Vyomika Singh to Sophia Qureshi we have got. And now, another news. What's that? The first batch of women cadets, they have graduated from NDA in the city of Pune, right? So the first batch of 17 women cadets graduated from the National Defence Academy in Pune, marking a historic moment for women in the Indian Armed Forces, and at least 339 cadets were given degrees during the convocation ceremony of the 148th NDA course. So guys, as we discussed, 10 days back, around 10-15 days back, around this news on the women empowerment. Okay, and we discussed the Palm Rajput Committee report of 2016, where women, as per the committee report, women should not be seen as a beneficiary in the society. Women should be seen as one of the pillars of growth and development of the Indian society, Indian economy, Indian defense machinery. And what we have witnessed, the names which always ignites energy in front, in us, the Vyomika Singh and Sophia Qureshi, right? We stated that, listen, our target, our work is to hit the targets, not to count the body bags. Okay, so who are we? We are Indian defense machinery. This is what two braveheart women said. And here we have got 339 more women, braveheart women, to be inducted into the Indian Defence Forces. They have graduated. The whole batch is, women specific batch. This is for the first time it is happening, the historic moment. So the matter of joy here this time. Let's be happy that we are, a step ahead now. We are more a step ahead now in having the gender neutrality. Yes, I'm not saying we are totally gender neutral. We do not have any gender-based discrimination, any sex-based discrimination. We do have it, right? Yes, but we are, a step closer, okay, to have the gender neutrality. And this is one such step, right, guys? So this is the photo that we should be keeping with us always, a historic moment photo. So that's it with this session, guys. Thank you so much for joining, and please, before leaving the session, do not forget to hit the subscribe button of the StudyIQ ICE English. The quantity and quality, both they are kept in balance and provided to you, and in the best possible time. So that is needed, obviously, for you to get the content, quality, refined content, quality content, right? So in quantity and quality, you know it very well. It is a StudyIQ ICE English for you, with you always. So hit the subscribe button, guys, so that you never miss any update from the channel. And apart from that, if you wish to connect with me, so we can connect on two platforms. On Instagram, you can search me with the username Praveen Mishra _2107. Okay, so just Praveen Mishra, just please remember _2107. 2107. And for any PDFs, notes, etc. of my classes, whatever the sessions I take, this particular the Hindu PDF, okay, or any other PDF that will be, any other class that we will be having, that PDF shall be shared by me on the Telegram channel that is known as study_with_Praveen. So guys, please do not forget to keep these terms, okay, underscore, okay. So just take this, okay, and join the channel. I will provide all the updates of my classes, okay, all the class links and the PDFs shall be shared here. And if you need to interact with me, connect with me on any point, on any discussion or any doubt, okay, so please feel free to text me here and I shall get back to you at the earliest possible time and shall be happy to address and eliminate your doubt as well. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. Good day, see you soon, bye bye, take care, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.